Hello everybody and welcome to a tour of Fry's Electronics located in Renton, Washington. As you may know, Fry's has since closed their doors for good and are no longer in business, unfortunately. This particular location I filmed on August 18th of 2019. It was either a Saturday or Sunday. At the time, I wasn't sure how much longer they'd be in business with everything moving online, so I wanted to take the time to document their store. Obviously, they had a couple more years before they finally closed here in 2021, but let's go ahead and take a look at what Fry's was like back in August of 2019. As a note, there may be portions of the video that don't have any audio as the radio is playing in the background. But other than that, I wanted to leave all that ambient noise in place to give you the correct feeling of the atmosphere here within the store. In their last couple months, all the departments on the left-hand side of the store were moved to the right-hand side when you walked in. I believe they did this due to their shortage of items on the shelves and the fact that they were starting to take shelves down. I also think they moved all these items to appear they were well stocked, as everything was crammed together and it looked like there was plenty of items on the shelves. In fact, this area here, where the videos were located, became taped off and they turned off the lights. You couldn't access it anymore. They decided to start putting store displays and shelves and other things in this area to store them for their, well, I guess when they finally close their doors. Other than that, it was real weird to see everything crammed into one side of the store, but that's what they decided to do. The areas here, with the speakers and stereo systems, became closed off in the last couple weeks. I remember you weren't able to get inside of these rooms, and it looked like everything was pulled out of them, as, well, there wasn't really much left to sell, so it made sense that they closed it, I suppose. This area with all the televisions was also slowly moved over to a new area as well. Where all the computers are located, we'll see later in the video, is where they decided to set up the new television viewing area, I guess you could say. They just put it on the same tables that the computers were on, but at that point they didn't really have much variety of televisions to display anyway. Where the laptops are located is where the televisions ended up. In fact, the laptop selection that they had was down to about 3 different styles in their last couple weeks. Think it's hard to find a graphics card for its suggested retail price here in 2021? Well, no need to worry. Fry's didn't even have them in stock back in 2019. In the middle of their aisle here, they had a nice selection of Apple products at the time. And, well, there's not many here in this particular video clip, but they did have a nice selection. In fact, it was nice to go up and see some different things without the crowds of the people at the Apple store. Of course, all of these things were gone and nothing was here at the very end. They of course had all kinds of accessories for any type of electronic. Well, that's what they did, but towards the end you could find just about nothing. The area here in the middle with the tables turned to nothing for a little while, and then for some reason they got tables back again. So who knows what was happening there, but at this particular point in time we still have desks and chairs on display. They eventually started to move all of these things to some shelves and started to put chairs on the shelves and zip tie the chairs to the shelves. It was really odd. I don't know why they didn't want them down on the floor. And one thing that I did miss towards the end was this selection of cases actually on display. For some reason, they just decided to keep them all in boxes. Probably because people were tampering with them is my only guess, but it was really nice to see the case in person before purchasing it. Here is their little cafe in the middle of the store. I'm assuming other Fry's had a similar type idea somewhere within their stores, but this particular one closed a little before I did this video. And I do remember when it was open. I remember you could get, drinks and little sandwiches and things like that here, and there would be people in here, just having a bite to eat and stuff like that when the store was actually busy. Here we still see their menus on the wall of what you could get at the time, but I think they decided it was probably way too much money put into this and not enough people coming naturally to enjoy whatever it is that they were making. This is an area where I had to get rid of the audio because you could literally hear the stereo clear as day. But we're taking a look at all the computer parts. It was really neat going through all this stuff. Of course, towards the end again, there wasn't much here. While we were in this area here, the phone was ringing constantly, but there was no one to pick it up, so the whole time the phone just kept ringing and ringing and ringing. Either way, the selection of processors and memory on the wall became less and less over time, as everything else did. But the phone just would not stop ringing, and there was nobody to be found to pick it up. Back when they had more things on the shelves, I would come here and find the resistors and things that I would need for projects, but of course here, towards the end, you couldn't find much of anything. It was nice to see it in person because then I could find the exact one, but now you can find everything online, so that's probably why they never really restocked this area very much. This store didn't have much of a theme like some of the others did, but they did have these historical photos all throughout the store. They're pretty interesting to take a look at. Of course, the lighting department is what's most important here, at least for myself. It was interesting to see how they changed it over time, from GE to other brands. It was probably whatever they could get their hands on, really. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour of Fry's Electronics in Renton, Washington. Also, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.